Alright, welcome back. This is Shadow Drake. So we are back. I printed out some stuff that I'm gonna need, and so we're gonna try to get the transmissions linked up. Now, you're gonna notice that this is actually doing some scanning and stuff, and that is because I realized that after I got my water, I could just leave this up in the air and use up these two batteries to work on the map. It's not gonna be very helpful because, let me see. Get just the backpack. I just want the backpack. There we go. Because just looking at this, I'm at 700, 600 approximately, and that's what? This is about 1,000, so maybe 600, 700, somewhere around here. And as you can tell, that's not very descriptive. And even looking at roughly that same area, I don't know if that's the dark blue region, the light blue region, the pink, or. So I'm gonna need that to be filled out a little bit more so that I can tell exactly where I am. So the focus for this one is going to be, we're going to try to get the transmitter going. So yeah, I got the stuff, if I remember right, that I need for that. And I think I'm just gonna reset that because I had to reload. I had to save and reload because of stuff. That's enough iron sheets, to be honest. I know that I'm gonna need to print some more electronic parts. I think I'm gonna need another 20 possibly. Well, might as well have them because I think the deep miners will also take some up, so might as well get some. Um, so there's that. Let's just put this on. And I'm gonna need some ladders. Do I really need that many heavy cables? I don't think I will. I'll probably use some up. I'm gonna need some ladder. Oh, lag spike. Some ladders. I'm gonna need that. And then I am going to... I don't need liquid pipes. What am I gonna need them for? And walls. I kind of want to do the whole alignment in daytime because while I do have a script that I've been working on since in Europa for it, I don't necessarily know exactly what else I will need to do to get it functional. So, and unfortunately, because this is Vulcan winter, this is going to be difficult. So, 0 is that way. So, what I am going to do so that I can kind of have a better understanding of where things are going, I think I am going to put you right here. And a ladder right here. You're going to be here. And I'm going to put an IC10 right here. And the only reason for that is because aligning receivers and transmitters is actually incredibly difficult unless you have some kind of logic control that'll do it for you. And so now I'm going to connect that. Wait, hold on. Actually, maybe I'll just connect it right here. Get the cable going up there. That does not look like it connects due to the heat wave. And then, without a doubt, I will need a power connection. Otherwise, how am I going to transmit power if I don't connect power? And I think I'll just connect you up here. Because I do need to go and find a good spot for the first receiver. I really hope that this is a... Yeah, it is a transmitter. Okay, good, perfect. I have a bad habit of putting the wrong thing up here and then wondering why the whole stuff does not work. Okay, so yeah, okay, got that. And I'm just gonna leave this here just in case I need more space. So I'm gonna refresh myself because I gotta go from here to there. And I need to put the first receiver about 200 meters away. So let's go refresh myself because I don't want to let myself take damage from hydration like I did.
Oxygen low.
Actually, how is this thing? I need to empty that too. That's fine. There.
Air tank critical.
Get more air.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
There we go.
Low pressure.
All right. Now let's go scope out the first spot. So from the base, since my transmitter is roughly close to my beacon, you know, basically right above my beacon, I need to go out about 225 meters. Oh, come on. That way. Oh yeah, you saw I did put the large insulated tank. You know, the funny story is I built 5 tanks when I needed 5 insulated tanks, so I really wasted quite a bit of steel right there. Whoops. So with this, I need to put the first transmitter receiver pair about 225 meters from each other. That way I'll get a decent power transfer from the first one, then to the next one it'll be about another 220, and then from the second one to the outpost should give me good enough. So just need to kind of go about 225 meters this way. Now the hard part is if I don't do this during the day, it's going to be hard to tell what's going on. I want to say that I also don't need to worry about the receiver being facing at 0. I think I could face it at 180. I don't remember, so it's gonna be some trial and error for this one. So this one is gonna be the how do we link up? Oh, I should probably go up this mountain. Yeah, I'm going way off track. Oh, but I'm actually pretty close. Where's my base? Right over there. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, 225 is up this mountain. I can see the beacon. Okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, so right here is going to be the first transmission. And last I remember, yeah, right. Okay, this will work. This will work. This is perfect. Last I remember, there was kind of like a valley between the mountains, so I kind of wanted to have the receiver probably be poking out a bit. So this is going to be my first receiver pair. If I remember right, since I got my transmitter at 0, if I have my receiver at 180 offset, that should align it very well, or that should keep the same horizontal value that I need. So this is going to be my receiver. This is going to be the first battery that this gets powered by. So we're going to go ahead and wire it up. And because I kind of want to find this pylon easier, I'm gonna, for the next one, we're just gonna label this as Pylon 1. And you're gonna be Pylon Receiver 1-1. Pylon Receiver 1-1. So essentially, oh, and don't forget to turn you on. So when I do the math, that means to the base, this needs to be approximately 180. So hold on. about 90, and looks like about 180. Now, I'm only moving this just so that I can kind of somewhat have it aligned. I really highly doubt that this is going to just straight up connect. This, yeah, I mean, look at that. That's actually pretty close. So 180. Nope, nope, nope. I wanted to do a short one. So like maybe 179, maybe 180 and 79. So okay, this is on. That is on. That is on. Let's go back. I'm only putting it like that just so that I can kind of see how it is, because the logic I did in Europa, there's one thing I forgot about, and that's that logic transmitters actually are a mirror. So not only will I be able to read the X, Y, and Z for that receiver to do the math so that I can properly align the transmitter and receiver, I forgot that I could write to it, and that should change it up. You know, that should get it. And the reason I moved it to those positions is so that I know roughly how close my math is, because it's quite a bit of debugging if you don't align it very, very carefully. So to know that I did about 179 and it's about 90 degrees, that'll help me to figure out how close my logic circuit is. So the problem is that that's the receiver, so I can't just go out there and check it. I have to.
Storm incoming.
No! No! Ugh! Okay, so this is gonna delay me. I really wanted to get all pylons done, but I guess I'll spend most of the storm trying to debug it so that I can get the next ones done. So, yeah, okay. So the logic, the math is the same. Even the wiki has it. I did the math on my own just because I really do like to understand this stuff. Okay, so now how this works. Let me just make sure I got this right. If they are set up like that, look, I didn't even turn this on. So I got it at 90. So let's 90 here. And what is? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. You see what I mean? About I did 179. When I last did the math for this,
Storm.
I want
incoming.
to say that the vertical matched up. Well, the vertical is 180 minus the other. If this links up, this will be crazy. I knew it was too good to be true. So then comes the other problem. Is that makes sense, but do I literally have that mountain be in the way? Let's see if I can find that. Now that it's daytime, I can kind of see where it is. My second concern is, okay, no. Nothing is in the way. So I can see it from here. That mountain right there is the next one. So 179. Okay, so yeah, it is about right. About 179 and 90. So when I do the logic, hopefully I can get the values to match up.
Storm incoming.
Yeah, storm incoming. I gotcha. Okay, so let's see. At least I got some time. Ugh. Edit. Okay, so this is my, not that one. Uh, it's this one, power transmitters. I had to go to Europa to grab this because I remember playing with it. It was meant to be part of like a very complex align all my receivers and transmitters really quickly combination, but that just was not going to work out for me. So this is what I did. Let's do an offset of 0 for now. And the thing, so PR, so the receivers in 0 and the transmitters at 1. Okay. Receiver. And you, I will call PT11. because you're meant to link up with receiver 1-1. So PT 1-1, PT 1-1, and receiver right here. Did I actually connect it? Oh, I didn't turn it on. No, I didn't even link it to something. You're supposed to link to PR11. There we go. You are PR11. Now you are receiver. Yep.
Storm. In.
Yeah. Storm incoming. Blah blah. Okay. Make sure D0, D1. I changed the offset to 0, 90, and like I said, this. I don't think I need that. This has R2 and R3. I don't need that. I don't know what that is for. So this has R2 and R3 as my horizontal and vertical for the transmitter. So that should align the transmitter. Then I just got to do a little bit of math to align the receiver, and that should get it completely linked up. So let's see. Let's see if my numbers are even correct. Yeah, no, that's not correct. That's not right. So let's SDB R2. I'm curious to see what the horizontal it came up with this so that I know that I need to add or subtract. Negative 93. So I need another negative 90. Okay. I think that'll correct that. Negative 183. That should get us close. Just remember, it's about right there. It connected. Okay. So it's 183. So, and the vertical. Okay, it connected. That's fine. That's fine. But I want to get it.
Storm.
I want to get it exact. So I want to be able to let me mess it up first. So first I'm gonna set PR11 horizontal to 90 and set PR11 vertical to 45. It's gonna mess that up. I know that. Yes, messed it up. See, this is what I was talking about. Okay. I want to say I can set this to R2. For the vertical, I just do subtract R3, 180, R3, and then do R3. That's what I think is is what I need. Um, see if that fixes it. Yes, it worked. It worked. Okay, I got a working code. I got a working code. Yes, I will upload this code because I know it's kind of annoying. Now, the reason this works is because I am putting the data connection of the power transmitter to 0, facing 0. And the receiver is offset by 180. That way it uses the same horizontal, but the vertical is always whatever this comes up with vertical, you do 180 minus the vertical. Because how it is one what are you?
Storm.
Yeah, storm coming. So the transmitter is tilting down a little bit under the horizontal by 89 degrees, so it has to look down at towards the receiver. The receiver in turn needs to look up. So that's how that works. So, if the transmitter had to look down 45 degrees, well then the receiver needs to look up 45 degrees to link up. But with this, I now know where Pylon 1 is. Oh, right. And I need to see exactly how much power is being used. Network analyzer. Ooh, that's quite a bit of power. Wait, can that configuration tablet tell me what this is doing? Charge. Power actual. Oh, 3.6. Okay, so it is sending 3.6
Storm
kilowatts of
incoming.
power. It's not quite yet time for the storm. I haven't even gotten a 5. I don't think I got a 5. So I'm gonna head out that way to just verify.
5,
Oh, there's the 5. Okay, so I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes! It's okay. I am clean. I am so clean. I am moving faster for a little while. Okay, so that works. It's perfect. That works. Oh, that's good to know. So I got it linked up. I have that. And if that is correct, I am sending 3.6 kilowatts over here. And eventually that beacon is just going to be using like 300 watts, and that's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. But then after the storm, I can set up the other 2 transmitters and receivers to get it on the outpost. It's a lot of copper. I should probably mine some. I haven't mined in a while. I mean, I'm trying to get the whole everything set up so that I no longer need to worry about mining. Where's the... There it is.
4,
Oh, no, 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 no. I gotta get back quickly. Okay, network analyzer. I just want to verify that I am sending about 3.6 kilowatts of power. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 3.65 kilowatts of power. That's perfect. Okay. I'll leave that beacon on because honestly, my power generation has gotten so good that I think I can afford to leave a beacon on. But I could probably put an IC10 script and do it just like my weather station so that my pylons only ever turn on when my tracker goes on. That probably would be the next best thing to do, to be honest. If I really am concerned about power draw, because I mean that'll lower the power draw to 50 watts. But yeah, while I wait for the storm to pass and for me to get a few more materials, we're gonna basically do the same thing. I'm gonna
3,
3. We're gonna go to the next one and then the outpost and get those set up. So yeah, you see what I mean. 225 meters was getting me 3.6 kilowatts of power that's transmitted, which is honestly pretty good. Because let's see, I was gonna do 2 iron, copper, silicon deep miners, 1 silicon, and 1 gold. So that's 2 kilowatts of power that I need to take account for. So that's 2 kilowatts of power just from the deep miners. I do.
storm
And then
incoming.
any logic at the outpost is going to probably take another 200. So that means I could potentially do another. Um. Okay, now that I got this going, I don't need to reconnect that anymore. That means I could do another.
2,
Yeah, 2. Let's get all this out. And since I no longer need that, no need to spend cabling on this. It's set up. Okay, got that. My heavy cables, and you go back over here. All right, so this is gonna charge that. I now see the beacon.
storm incoming.
How much? 189. I think I want to get another space oxygen or 2 out.
1.
Okay. I'm scared that if I leave this off, it's going to evaporate in the air, so... Uh... There we go.
Storm.
I think this will
incoming.
work. Alright, hold on. I'm getting a phone call again. Alright, that phone call completely wiped out my memory, so I have no idea what I was saying, what I was doing. This video is not going to be out in time for Christmas, but this basically around the time frame where I'm just trying to get quite a lot of content done in preparation for the fact that I won't.
Oxygen low.
That'll be absolutely...
Hydration critical.
Yeah, but for the point that I'm not going to be available for pretty much most of Christmas. I'm going to be working. So just trying to get stuff done. Oh, that's actually looking pretty good. How much battery life left? Quite a bit. Okay. I think it's storming. Okay, so trying to get my stuff together a little bit better. I really do need to get the better hygiene and stuff because, I mean... just 100% food and water on Stationeers difficulty is extremely annoying. Oh, storm's going. I think I thought I saw a post Rocket said that they are
Oxygen low.
that they let they uncapped wind as well. Holy moly. That can't be right. No, okay, I was reading it wrong. Yeah, 20 kilowatts. Okay. I was looking at required, and then I realized that that's actually how much is missing from the battery. And so I actually thought that the wind turbines were uncapped and it was making almost 50 kilowatts of power. Okay, so I'm gonna need some of this. Alright, so let's see. Got frames, got iron sheets, got my transmitters. I need my beacons and batteries. Batteries, beacons, okay. I got my IC. And honestly, I think I can leave that behind right there. So this is my IC for... Hold on. So that's where it went. I was wondering, because I was trying to pack up and get everything ready. Okay, so... Would that cause anything bad? You know what? Let's just leave the blank one in there, because I'm kind of concerned. Alright. I can't do anything during the storm. What am I doing? I do eventually need to build that rocket. Oh, right. I forgot to talk about that. I built those extra launch pads, but I never showed anything about what will happen with that. So, in the map, you see that in Vulcan, I have my rocket build mount. That's where my rocket is going to land for the time being. I have my ice landing mount, and then I have my basic materials outpost map. So when I land the rockets, it's going to land here to grab stuff. Then I'm probably going to send the rocket out one more time, probably to get a little bit more water ice so that it can get processed. And then I'll land it on the ice landing mount. I could also remove the miner and just send it out to be a deep miner scanner. You know, let these batteries charge and just let this deep mining keep happening. Because the more of this map I have, the better it will be for me to get the regions squared away. Because one of the difficult things about the region mapping is that, as you see, there's no legend or anything. You don't really know what is what. So I could zoom in here to try to find maybe enough topography to understand that maybe I'm on a mountain on here. But it's going to be extremely difficult to tell. Like what I could do is go to the exact middle, 0, 0, travel far for that, figure out what this resource node is and take a mental note of it or take a note of it. So, like if this little weird whatever color that is, I don't know, cyan, light green, whatever. If I find out that that's, for example, an iron node, then I'll know that every time that region shows up, that's an iron node. And then I can use that to kind of allow myself to know what is, what is where. Oh, that's right. I'm still making oxygen with my potatoes. And so that's really how the mapping works for Stationeers. Like this isn't gonna absolutely let you know everything, but it should get you close. But now the topography map, while I could zoom in, and let me just zoom into an area that looks a little bit better. The Vulcan is going to be kind of iffy because it doesn't really have the lava maps in there. If we had the lava maps, it would be easy to tell where you are or what's what. But when enough of this map is filled out, you'll be able to see the maybe where some craters, mountains would be, and you can kind of use that along with the region and your position to know roughly where you are and how to get to the next region. Because like I said, I'm somewhere over here. Somewhere over here. I might be in this dark blue region or something. And somewhere around here is a 3-3 join. Oh, I should probably shower, get my hygiene back up. So yeah, like I said, somewhere over here is that whole three-way region of the iron, copper, silicon, the gold and silver, and then the whatchamacallit, the silicon, pure silicon. So one of these region intersections is that three-way region. Like it could be this purple, dark blue. It could be this purple, light blue, dark blue right there. It also could be, maybe it's actually this dark blue, light blue. Whoa, dark blue, darker blue, light blue. Oh, that is so confusing. Anyways, that's
Oxygen low.
that's what
Oxygen
I have
critical.
to go with. Okay, how much? Oh no, you can turn that on or off. That's a problem.
Oxygen low.
Anyways, so how much oxygen is in this little base right here? Atmosphere tablet. Go. Oh, it's barely enough oxygen in here. I need to let out some more oxygen in here. Okay. There. That should let out more oxygen in here. And put the iron wall right there. As it is right now. There, that's better. There you go. That's a little bit better. Actually, what I could do. Do I really need this out there anymore? Like, I got quite a lot of oxygen that I could just open this up, this pressure up. I'm gonna refill the greenhouse with CO2. That should refill this.
Oxygen low.
Oh, okay, good. It's weather stun. Okay. Yeah, that is much better. That's a little bit better oxygen. All right. All right, so now we're gonna go and get the last two pylons. That's what I wanted to do this video before I, prepared myself for the actual rocketry and getting the deep miner set up. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, quick shower. There you go. I do like that they finally have a hygiene icon so that we can see
Oxygen
that.
low.
Okay, do I have everything? I have my IC housing, my transmitters, that and the power, and my batteries, and the aligner. Yep, everything's good. All right. This is good. I should probably, yeah, I should probably fill this up. Okay, the bigger backpack has actually been extremely helpful. All right. On with the resuming. Okay. Yeah, it's still winter time. Actually, that was a storm. So in the beta, they added solar storms to Vulcan. I kind of want to see what the next storm in Vulcan would be like, because that was a windstorm. I really want to see what the solar storm does for that, because those solar panels are generating about 1.3 kilowatts of power each, which is impressive. It's impressively large amount of power. So with that, um, you know, I think the dev said that solar storms is 4 times as much power. So that would put solar panels at generating 5 kilowatts at, this time frame. Ooh, it's hot. Oh no. Well, I fell down the hole. Can I get out over here? Yes, I can. All right. So I need to go and dismantle that, because now I need to head towards the base, but I need to, while the Vulcan black hole is out, I need to see where it is. All right, it's over there. So what I need to do is kind of probably extend it out a little bit to put my receiver, and then my transmitter is gonna have to be right here. Uh, Data right here. That's our receiver, Shadow Drake. This is how you get into trouble. There. Alright, now head that way. Build out the path, and then I can get the receiver in there. Whee! Skiing. And I don't need that, because that was originally there, because that's where I thought I was going to build that. And then I realized that that's actually a terrible place. Now, in Europa, I had the rover, and the rover helped because the jetpack doesn't have enough. Oh, I actually ran out of batteries here. I forgot to charge my batteries. Good job, me. So the jetpack does not have the ability to. Well, I mean, it's a little bit less space compared to the compared to what the backpack is now. So I had the rover, and I used that to get me some very good amount of storage to just for traveling. Okay, I don't think I need this right there. I do want to bring this out a bit more. Yeah. Okay, that works. I completely forgot once again to replace my batteries. Okay, I don't need this here. Down there is the... Yeah, right down there is my stuff, so... I'm just going to build this right here. Right there. This is going to be pylon number 2. And we are going to put you right here. Going to be a receiver, and unfortunately this is not a good placement for that because the power is over here. What I can do, I can put you right here. Let's put you right here. Alright, I need iron sheets. I need the electronic parts. Oh, I don't need a screwdriver. And turn you on. Now, I don't need my computer just yet. So you are going to be PR to 1. Because you're in pylon, you're going to be pylon number 2, receiver number 1, in case I do need more. So now I need a battery kits. Right. Let's put you right like this. And it's basically the same song and dance. I mean, you kind of get the point. It's like, once you have the logic for it working, and then we're going to put a beacon. I think I'm going to put this beacon right here this time. Turn it on. And you are going to be pylon 2. Pylon 2. And just because I want to have the data connection a little bit open for logic. I don't know why I'm doing it this way, to be honest, because if I'm going to be doing logic for this and transmitting a lot of power, I probably should just stick completely with heavy cables. Alright, so this is ready. Beacon pylon 2 is here. And then basically from here is going to be yet another transmitter and receiver. So let's head to pylon number 1. Let's navigate carefully. Doing this in the daytime is probably the best, because especially for Vulcan and its atmosphere, not atmosphere, and the fact that there's literally holes everywhere. Pylon 1. I forgot to check to see. Well, once I get pylon number 2 operational, I'm curious to see exactly how much power is headed out that way. Now, what I would recommend personally, if you're doing things this way, is probably have slowly increase the distances between the pylons, and or no, that's not the right thing to say. Slowly decrease the distances. And what I mean by that, and the only reason I say that is because what is a good way to say that? I don't really want to lead. I don't want to mislead people with what I'm saying, because until the devs change it, the power transmitters, they say they need 5 kilowatts of power at their input, but they don't really consume all that 5 kilowatts. It's not lossy. It's not that lossy. So I really don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's get you right here, and then the IC right here, and then let's connect everything with heavy cables. And then we're just going to reclaim these heavy cables once they're done. Oh, come on. Okay. Fine. Right here. And right here. Eventually, I will build things appropriately. I did rename that, I hope. Alright, so it was okay, PR21, yep. Logic transmitter, power transmitter. So I should be changing the one over there and this one, and they should link up. And then I should see Pylon 2 show up. Okay, all looking good. It's pointing down. On. Yes! Success! Pylon 2 is operational. Okay, I don't need this heavy cable spent anymore. Still got enough water that I think I can do the last one. Alright. Wait, where did my IC chip go? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Alright. Now, network analyzer for this. Let's see what. Wow, 4 kilowatts of power is what's being transmitted. That's because the distance is so much closer. Pylon 2 is, yeah, 180 meters away. So yeah, it's going to transmit a lot of power. All right. You know what? Let's just eat and drink. See what I mean? This is what I mean. So as soon as I get that deep miner outpost set up, what I'm probably gonna do is grab a box of water bottles, take it with me, build a rocket, land it over there, so that I can offload stuff from the rocket, so that I can build the outpost and basically live over there with some of my space ice and stuff. You know, use up the space oxygen, so that I can eat and drink inside there as I need to. And then, I don't know, I might just leave that outpost there. I might as well leave that outpost because I do want to try to automate the rockets, an automated rocket delivery system. So I might as well build a hut out there, get all the stuff for building a shelter and an airlock, and then try to come up with the logic system for how to, you know, do literally all of that. Okay, yeah, that's what I should do. I'll get this outpost set up with the power, get the power out there. Then I'll think about making a rocket, filling it with stuff so that I can send it all down there, so that I can make an outpost, so that I can then work up there, work remotely. My base should still be fine. If I bring like a box of water bottles and potatoes, I should be fine. And at some point, probably once that outpost is fully set up and operational, making dirty, you know, reagent mixes and stuff, then I'll take the time to work on the trading system so that I can get just better stuff. Because as it is right now, I'm getting kind of annoyed at just how much I have to do to just get things going. Okay. Just going ahead and refill all my batteries. So why are you a wireless battery, but everything else is not? Just finally put a nuclear battery here. Bleep, 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 bleep. Oh, I should probably change this. Ah, that's not that bad. And yeah, that's probably using more power than I want it to, just because it's one, doing cooling, and two, oh, look at that. Look at this map. That's looking so much better. It's looking a little bit better. Eat more potatoes. I got a lot of potatoes. All right. I've eaten. I've drank.
Oxygen low.
Okay. I don't need anything else. I got my final beacon and stuff. Then I can bring that portable beacon so that I can use it for another outpost survey. Speaking of which, how much water do I have now? I've been letting this make its own water and fuel. Uh, and as far as volatiles, I'm at 5 megapascals. That seems low, but how much water do I have? 43 liters of water. Perfect. I think it feels kind of pointless that I told it to go get water ice. But okay, I want to pressurize the incoming water ice, and then I want to let the ice crusher pull out the water to see just how much better a 0 Celsius. I want to see how long it takes for 0 Celsius water to heat up to the point that it can't, that this goes overboard. It can't. My harm suit can't handle it anymore. Because as it is, I think this movement buff is pretty helpful for the harm suit. Ooh, that's something I want to do. I need to let my mood hit 0. I wonder if the now that the devs put the buff icon for the hygiene, is there a debuff icon for mood? I didn't see it on the way back before about mood being yellow, like any debuffs for it. But I'm wondering if maybe red mood would have a debuff icon. Oh, over there. And see, then this is why I also like the beacons being on. I can kind of just use them as pathways to find my way back. Or to another outpost or something. Should be up here somewhere, right? "88 days." Alright. There it is. Now, okay, so where am I at? Automating the deep miner outposts. Getting this one first is crucial because it has the basic materials. And you need the basic materials literally everywhere. So, yeah. Once the basic materials are out of the way. Alright. It's down there. Okay. The best thing for me to do is, just like before, probably have the transmitter right here. Like that. And go ahead and turn it on. Now let's go down there. I love that. Okay. Pylon 2 is up there. can't see it. Oh, good. Thank you. It's because it's straight above me. Okay. So, I think what I want to do is probably, since the transmitters are going to be right there, I think I am going to put it right here. The receiver will be right here. This one and this one. So this is going to be my receiver, and I just realized the problem. Problem is that this is 180 right there. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Okay. I don't really want to do more than one. One second, phone call again. All right. Okay, now I just wheeled you back up, and I just realized, looking at the time, I'm probably way over doing it on time. So there we go. So this, you're going to be the out R11. Out 1 R1, like that. There we go. And again, you are Outpost 1. That way I can bring back the portable beacon. All right, and turn you on that way, and let's climb up. So when I land that rocket over here, I'll obviously have to deconstruct it a little bit so that I can get to the cargo. I'll need to make the, I'll need to make the control tower, and actually I'm not sure if that's too close. Because I have deep miners there, there. That's the power that can go to the deep miners. That might be fine. That might be fine. I might be overthinking it, to be honest. Because I can think about letting that station battery be the central area for all my power and stuff. Okay. And let's connect all this. Alright, so let's see. You're the power transmitter. You are Outpost 1 on, and then you are... I forgot to connect your data. You can't give me data if you have no data connection. So the phone calls threw me off as far as the sense of timing. I probably might actually have more time, but you know what? I'm not going to bother with that. Okay. So this should be a lot more towards the ground compared to the other ones. And I hope hope that this connects. Yes! It connects. Love it when a plan goes together. With that, I now have power to my outpost. How much power am I throwing out over here? Ooh, 5 kilowatts of power. Wow. I feel like that got buffed or something because I don't remember this being that good. So I'm putting 5 kilowatts of power down there to my outpost, which means that I could fit more deep miners, but I have to be careful because the first pylon only sends about 3 kilowatts. So now I'm good to leave. I'm gonna leave this locker here because when I load a rocket to land over here, actually, I think I want to move this back. What do I need? A angle grinder, crowbar, and hand drill. So I think. Oh no, nope. I forgot. I need walking paths. No, no, I'm stuck. Not really. Okay. I think if I have the rockets landing right here would be better. That gives me a little bit more space to have the umbilicals. No! Okay, let's get out this way. That gives me more space to have the umbilicals, the tower, and everything. And you know, because the rockets, when they launch, they do a lot of hot gases. I don't want to accidentally burn up stuff over here. So that's kind of why I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of where the rocket is. Alright, so I need a screwdriver, which is really weird that you need a screwdriver. Alright, so you are, once again, basic mats outpost mount. I think that's what you're called. I don't remember. Alright, so power is linked all the way down here. My rocket station is set up. Now, when I'm ready, when I'm ready, I'll build a rocket for transporting materials, and I will fill it with frames, sheets, walls, active vents, pipes, cows. You know what? I actually might probably pipe oxygen to the rocket to send it to the outpost as well. That could be a thing. But yeah, so I'll get the deep miners, I'll get the chutes. So I just thought about something. The chutes. The chutes are going to be the biggest pain in the butt. I really need that going. But seeing as I can transfer 5 kilowatts, so I can transfer 5 kilowatts here. I'm only getting 4 kilowatts in. 5 kilowatts, so 5 kilowatts out, but 4 kilowatts in. And we'll stop by that outpost because I'm charging the one at the outpost. I think 5 kilowatts is actually a good number, thinking about it. Oh, wait. Did I get? Yeah, I picked up my IC10 and stuff. Pylon 1. Yeah, because it's 5 kilowatts to the outpost, about 4 kilowatts to Pylon 2, but I think it was about 3.5 to Pylon 1. That means I am hard limited. I am hard capped at making sure that Pylon 1's 3.5 kilowatts. If I want to improve the transmission, then I need to add another power transmitter between base and Pylon 1. And then if I want to, yeah, that's kind of how I'm trying to make do with what I have, essentially. Let's see. I intend to have what, 2, maybe 4 deep miners? No. 2, maybe 3 iron, copper, silicon, 1 silicon and 1 gold. So that puts me 5 deep miners. That's 2.5 kilowatts, leaving about a kilowatt for logic and stuff. I do not want to charge up the rocket at that outpost. I'll make sure that, let's just be honest, I really don't think that it's going to need that to be charged over there. Okay, so yeah, it's sending about 4.2 that way. I'm just receiving about 3.6. Okay, so 5 deep miners, 3 iron, copper, silicon, 1 silicon, 1 of the gold, silver. Because what I can do is put for that region, that's the border for gold and silver and iron, nickel, lead. I could put another gold silver, so that gets me at 0.4 gold that I'm getting, and then I could put 2 deep miners for iron, nickel, lead stuff. So that basically should balance it out. I'll have extra silver because actually silver is used for quite a bit of stuff. So yeah, we got a plan. I got a plan, but I need to do a mining run because I need to build up the deep miners. I need to build up a new rocket so that I can transfer the materials over that way. But for sure, I know that I have power at the outpost. That is a big win. Having power at the outpost means that I can set up a shelter, bring food and water. Honestly, probably for the shelter, I might just bring the walls, the active vents, and the stuff to make the airlock. I don't want to put an AC system there. I really don't think I should put an AC system over there. It probably would be best that it's just a tiny little shelter that I can fill it up with some space ice and then store it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I could put like a utility tank or something on there. The, no, yeah, utility tank. I can do a storage for oxygen. Why aren't these running? Why isn't that running? Uh-oh. Wait a second. Did this burn? How did this burn? That's not good. Oh. What happened? When did that burn? Is this battery okay? It's still at 8%. Anyways, so as far as things go, I think I'm doing in a pretty good state. Good. I have 11 kilomoles of volatiles there. 104 kilomoles of volatiles here. Perfect. because yeah, I wonder if I've released a lot of gas that was hot enough to cause that cable to burn. 35 kilomoles. All right, so my oxygen is still doing good. I'm still making fuel. Yeah, you see, I used 25 kilomoles of volatiles for this fuel tank. I kind of want this to be higher. I want it to be at 50 kilomoles. And you see that I'm gonna take about a quarter of that out. I got a lot of water waiting for me here. And I got 46 liters of water. It's perfect. So, yeah, I'm definitely at the thriving stage of this playthrough. Where am I at on this? Negative 79. This is actually slowed down because this is full in liquids. So the heat exchange rate for this is very, very low because of my standing liquids. So I'm seeing that be a thing right now. So this isn't really dumping out a lot because it's barely putting liquids in, but this isn't throwing out enough liquids to kind of just keep this cooling down. That's actually an interesting thing that I did not realize could be a problem with this thing. So see, now it's actually doing quite a bit of cooling because I'm forcing liquids out of here so that it can get condensed. So now it's getting colder. And because it's getting colder, this is getting colder. But as you can see, the problem of having that is there is a lot of parasitic phase change happening here. It's a lot of it. Anyways, that's not a big problem. So it looks like my system has kind of regulated itself. Alrighty, it's gonna be a while. I don't know when I'll be able to play this next. I probably will just. I got this. At least I got Vulcan to a point now where I can go mining, get some materials, start getting a bunch of deep miners printed and done. And ooh, this is starting to look a little bit better. I guess if I wanted to explore the very bottom edges of the map, I'll know what's there. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I'm in this region or so. I don't know. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for your time. This is Shadow Drake. It'll be a couple days in this playthrough. We will return back, hopefully, to me building a new rocket or having a new rocket built. Maybe my base is going to be changed up a bit more. I really do want to plant different seeds at this point. It's getting kind of annoying being stuck at this. You know what? I'm going to go get some materials and we're going to build a very low tier trading assembly just so that I can get wheat and soy. When I can get wheat and soy, I can plant those so that I can start making better foods, particularly French fries. And if possible, I will buy eggs, or I could buy eggs from a food trader so I can start getting some better food. But I think I'll prioritize wheat and soy, and probably ferns for better oxygen generation. But I'll be honest, I can get some oxygen ice, and that's probably better for me. Alright, this battery is almost dead, and this one is still full. So I still got a couple more days of scanning for this, and this should hopefully put this at a very decent spot. Alrighty, thank you for your time. Hope to see you later. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye. Bye-bye.